Welcome to the Bethlehem Evening News. Martha Habib reporting. At the top of the news tonight is the decree by Caesar Augustus. This decree requires that each man of the world go to the city of his fathers so that he can be registered for the tax. The results have been massive crowds, huge traffic jams, overbooked inns, and frequent civil disputes. We take you now live to the road of Jerusalem, where Ezra Ben Ezra reporting. Ezra?
Thank you, Martha. This is Ezra Ben Ezra reporting live at the main entrance to Bethlehem from Jerusalem. The crowds are incredible here. From all I can see here are people, carts, and animals. About an hour ago, a few miles out of town, there was a terrible accident. It was a 7-camel pileup. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but there were camel humps all over the place. I'm going to try to talk to one of the travelers and see what she thinks about this mess. Excuse me. I'm Ezra Ben Ezra from the Bethlehem Evening News. May I have a word with you?
Certainly.
What's your name?
Sarah.
And where are you from, Sarah?
Jericho.
What are you doing here?
Well, we came to pay the tax.
Oh, okay. So how long have you been here?
Well, we just got here today, and we're not even going to stay overnight. This place is just crazy. There are not enough rooms. There's no ox carts to rent. There's nowhere to eat. I'm telling you, it's just crazy. People are camping in the streets, and we're going to go home tonight.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Okay. Well, thank you, Sarah. Have a safe trip. Well, there you have it. The registration for Caesar's tax is causing major problems in Bethlehem. We understand that similar disasters exist in other cities. This is Ezra Ben Ezra, live from the Jerusalem Road. Back to you, Martha.
The tremendous overcrowding in the city is causing other problems. Robberies and homicides are being reported all over the city. Hospital emergency rooms and jails are overflowing. A missing child center has been set up at the corner of Juniper and Palm Streets. If you have a lost child, please go to that location for help. We now go to Ezra Ben Ezra and the story of one woman who is delighted with these crowds.
Hello again. This is Ezra Ben Ezra at the shop of Ruth the Robe Maker. Ruth, what do you think about the crowds?
It's great. Caesar is smart to make everyone register. It's not bad for business either.
Your store does look pretty busy.
It sure is. I've never seen so many people and so much money. In the last week, I've had to reorder from my clothing suppliers and double my sewing staff. I'm going to make a ton of money.
Well, there you have another view of this historic event. It looks like the registration is going to be a real boost to the city's economy. Back to you, Martha.
Thank you, Ezra. Now for the weather. The weather pattern will continue as it has for the past several days with cool days and cold nights. The low tonight will be about 38 degrees. The sky will be clear with no sign of rain. The high tomorrow will approach 65. The forecast for the rest of the week is more of the same with a slight chance of snow in the higher elevations by the weekend. The cold temperatures are making the overcrowding in the seedy areas even more hardships for the people. Ezra Ben Ezra is on the scene now with another viewpoint of the crowds in Bethlehem.
This is Ezra Ben Ezra in downtown Bethlehem. I have with me one of the many people who have encountered problems because of the crowded conditions. Can I have your name, please?
Yes. My name is Darius. I'm a merchant. I've come here from Jerusalem, and they told me that at this inn my confirmed reservation is no good. Can you believe it? Me, my stature. They tell me my reservation is no good. I put it on Camel Express, never leave home without it, and I get here, and they tell me there's no space for me and my family. Can you imagine that?
No, I can't. Did anybody else try to book you for another inn?
No. Apparently the only thing available is some stable out behind here. Who would think that I would sleep with smelly pigs and chickens and cows out there in some rickety barn? I can't believe it. I'll tell you one thing. I'll never come back here and bring this person my business again. He will never have the honor of my presence.
Thank you, Mr. Darius, for your comments. As you can see, the situation here in Bethlehem is causing hardships for many people. This is Ezra Ben Ezra from the Ramble Inn in downtown Bethlehem. Back to you, Martha.
Thank you, Ezra. Our next story is about Ladies and gentlemen, there is a late-breaking story from one of the poorer sections of the city. Ezra Ben Ezra is on the scene with a few shepherds who have an amazing story to tell.
This is Ezra Ben Ezra on the lower east side of town. An amazing story is being told by 3 shepherds here with me. Their names are Uriah, Joshua, and Benjamin. Uriah, tell us your incredible story.
Well, you know, me and Ben and Josh, we were just standing out there on the hillside minding our own business like we do with the sheep always. And you know, just all of a sudden the sky was lit up, just as bright as day.
Yeah, only brighter.
Yeah, only brighter. And we were just standing there, you know, and all of a sudden this guy in white flowing robes showed up and came out of nowhere. You wouldn't believe it. Right, guys?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It happened just like that. That's just the way it happened. We were plenty scared. We just were about to start running, sheep or no sheep, running, sheep or no sheep. When this guy in the robe, he said we shouldn't be afraid.
Yeah, but that didn't help very much because we were plenty afraid already. I mean, wouldn't you be afraid if you saw something like that? Right, guys?
Yeah. Right, anyway, this guy in white, I guess he was just an angel or something, because he said that he had some good news for us. He said that the Messiah was born today, right here in this town.
Yeah, and he said to go look for ourselves, and you wouldn't believe it. He said that the baby would be lying in a manger and wrapped in swaddling clothes.
A manger? What's so special about a manger? I mean, anyway, that's a food trough. Why would a baby be lying in a food trough? And a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes, that's nothing big either. I mean, all babies are wrapped in swaddling clothes right after being born, especially on a cold night like tonight.
Well, you know, we didn't think that much about it. It didn't make that much sense to us. But anyway, what happened next is really what got us. You won't believe what happened next.
What happened next?
Well, as soon as he told us about the swaddling clothes and the manger, the whole sky was filled with angels, and they were glorifying God and singing about peace on earth and such. It was really something to see.
Okay, let me get this straight. You guys were out in the field with your sheep when all of a sudden an angel appears up in the sky and he tells you to not be afraid and that the Messiah that was foretold in the scriptures, was born in a town in this food trough?
That's right. That's exactly the way it happened, just like that.
And you believe this really happened?
Absolutely. We were there.
We were there. We saw it.
Oh boy. Benjamin, you've been really quiet. Tell us a little bit about what you think about this story.
Well, I know it might be hard to believe, especially if you weren't there, but it's one of those things you just can't believe if you weren't there. But I know how it felt when I saw the little baby, so. I know the way I felt after I saw the baby, and I know the way I feel now.
You mean you really saw the baby?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we saw the baby.
We did, right there.
Right there.
I mean, this is a really big town. How did you find one baby out of all these thousands of people?
Well, it seemed like we just kind of took the right roads, and we were just walking along, took the right turns, and all of a sudden we just ended up, and there he is right back there.
You mean the baby is right behind this wall?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right there.
right back there
in
we
the
saw it.
stable, in the manger.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a first. Right now, on the Bethlehem Evening News, you can see the Messiah in his castle. Okay, let's take the camera out back. All right, let's go.
The camera's not working.
What? What'd you say? The camera's not working? Oh, this is just terrific. 1 minute from uncovering this hoax, and this camera goes dead. Wait, do we still have audio? We do? Okay, I'll keep talking. You keep working on the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you can still hear my voice. We are walking around the inn here to what looks like a small shack, very run down, sort of leaning against a big rock. I'll see if anyone's inside. Hello? Hello? This is Ezra Ben Ezra of the Bethlehem Evening News. Is there anyone inside? Could I talk to you?
Whoever it is, please go away. We are very tired. We don't want to talk to anybody else. Please go away.
Sir, if we could please speak with you for just a moment. I have 3 men who claim to have seen the baby here tonight, who is the Messiah.
Joseph, it's all right. Jesus is awake now. I feel better. Please let them in.
You feel up to it, Mary. My name is Joseph, and this is my wife, Mary. Our son, Jesus, is next to her. He has been asleep. They are both very tired.
Well, thank you for letting us in. I would just like to ask you a few questions and see this fantastic baby.
Of course.
Ew, the inside of the stable is terrible. It smells like goats and chickens. The floor is dirt with straw all over it. The wind is whistling through the cracks in the wall. This is a fine place for the king to be born.
The camera's working.
What? The camera's working? That's great. Get the mother and the baby. So why didn't you get a room in the inn?
I tried. I guess the innkeeper felt sorry for us. He offered us this stable for the night. It's certainly not what I would provide for my son and wife, but what else can I do?
Can I ask you a few questions, Mary?
Of course.
These men here with me have stories about angels and visions, and they claim that this baby is the Messiah. Do you believe that he is the Messiah?
Those who believe will believe. God will make known what he makes known.
What do you mean by that? Is this baby the Messiah, or isn't he?
Thank you for coming to see Jesus.
Well, obviously this interview is over. Well, there you have it, folks. An amazing story from the three boys from the country and certainly a very ordinary man and woman who had the misfortune to have their son in a stable, and the fantastic claim that their baby is the Messiah of the world, as foretold in the scriptures. A more far-fetched story this reporter has never covered. But one thing is for sure, as Joshua said, there is something special about this child. Something has happened here tonight that I can't explain. And if there is anything to the shepherd's tale, you have witnessed what is the most important night in the history of the world. And don't forget, you saw it on the Bethlehem Evening News. This is your Live Eye reporter, Ezra Ben Ezra, saying good night.
That's quite a story, Ezra. That concludes tonight's report. Thank you for joining us. Join us tomorrow for more late-breaking stories. For all of us here at Bethlehem Evening News, this is Martha Habib saying good night and may peace be with you.